We all have a pretty good idea of what a circle is, but in algebra we're really specific about it. So that's what we're going to talk about in this screencast. Now, a circle is defined to be the set of all points that are a fixed distance from a center point. And we usually denote the center with coordinates hk, and the fixed distance is called the radius, which is designated with the letter r. There's a standard form of an equation of a circle, and we get it from the distance formula. So let's say that here is our center, h comma k, and here is a point that could be anywhere on the circle, which we'll call x comma y. And that fixed distance between them is r. So we're going to do the distance formula between these 2 points. And remember that r, which is our distance, is the square root of the difference in x coordinate squared plus the difference in y coordinate squared. If I square both sides to get rid of that radical, I get r squared equals x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. And guess what? That is a standard form of an equation of a circle. The radius squared equals x minus the x coordinate of the center squared plus y minus the y coordinate of the center squared. Notice it's always minus, okay? Now what happens if the center of the circle is at the origin? Well, that means h and k are 0 and 0, so we get x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And if we have x squared plus y squared equals 1, that's a circle of radius 1 centered at the origin, and it's called the unit circle because it has a radius of 1. So let's say we have an equation of a circle and we'd like to graph it. Well, here's the center. It's going to be positive 2, negative 1, because this y plus 1 is really y minus negative 1. Remember that we always have to do x minus h and y minus k. So h is positive 2, k is negative 1. This is our r squared, so r is 2. So I'm going to go to the point 2, negative 1, and I'm going to go out 2 units in all directions, and I'm going to graph my circle. In this type of problem, we have a point that's on the circle and we have the center. So we have h and k. What we don't have is r. Well, r is going to be the distance between these 2 points. So r is going to be the square root of 10 minus 7 squared plus negative 4 plus 8 squared, which is equal to the square root of 9, that's 3 squared, plus 16, that's 4 squared, which is the square root of 25, which is 5. Okay, so now we have everything we need for the equation. Remember that it's going to be x minus h, which in this case is 7, squared, plus y minus k, that's going to be y minus negative 8, so I get y plus 8 squared, equals r squared. Don't forget to square r. And finally, let's take this polynomial and find the center and radius of the circle that goes with this polynomial. How do I even know it's a circle? Well, you'll notice that I have an x squared and a y squared. They have the same coefficient and they're being added. Okay? So if all those conditions are true, both x and y are being squared, they have the same coefficient, and they're being added, you know you have a circle. Okay, so here we go. We're going to complete the square for both x and y. So I'm going to go x squared minus 8x. I'm going to skip a space. I'm going to go y squared plus 20y, skip a space, and get the constant over on the other side. Okay, so remember how to complete the square. I'm going to take half the middle term, which in this case is negative 4, square it. I'm going to get 16. I'm going to add that to both sides. Then I'm going to do the same thing for my y terms. Take half of this, which is 10, square it, which is 100, and add that to both sides. Okay, so if I group the x terms together and the y terms together, this will now factor It's a trinomial square. It'll factor into x minus 4 squared. And this will factor into y plus 10 squared. And over here I have negative 107 plus 100 is negative 7. Plus 16 is 9. So look, it looks like our standard form of the circle, and it's real easy to get the center now. The center will be at positive 4, negative 10, and the radius will be the square root of that number, which in this case is 3.